again. It's Daniel from Inventors Masterclass. I work with inventors on generating income for from their innovation and get them started so they get to cash flow positive in months instead of years. Now, we have weekly coaching classes and sometimes questions come up which I think are worth sharing with everybody. So the last one I had was, how do I find investors for an innovation project that doesn't have cash flow? Well, it's most innovation projects, because by the time they've got cash flow, they're a business, right? So they might not be a profitable business, but generally you can classify them as a business. Now, if you're going to find investors, people think I need to find 100 or 300 high net worth individuals, rich people, and they'll put in because they've got the money to. And that's actually not the case at all. People with a bit of wealth have got their wealth through expansion and taking on advisors. Those advisors will always say no for a project like this because the levels of risk, the levels of control are right down, the risk is right up, and they're better off putting it into public listed companies where they can trade it and they can liquidate at the very mention of a thought of difficulties that the company's experiencing. So that's not going to help you. And even if they say yes, the investor loves the idea, he'll get talked out of it by his minders or her minders within weeks, usually within the due diligence cycle, which can be anything from 2 to 6 weeks. So you don't want that. You want to avoid that. The way to do it is to understand that the best person to get to invest in your project is a cornerstone investor. That's a single investor who is from the industry or the market, and they come into your project primarily for one reason, to get a leverage on their competitors. And they understand the risks and the rewards because they're from the industry or the market, and they understand exactly what you're going to be going through, probably in some cases better than you do. So they make excellent partners, and we never really call them investors. We call them collaborative partners, because they do end up being partners with you in a lot more than just developing your project. They may have a lot of infrastructure for you, things like sales channels. If they've got a sales channel which fits your product nicely, why wouldn't you jump in? It's going to cost you nothing to set that up. There's a marketing budget of $500,000 you don't have to find if they've got a national or international network already. So it makes a lot of sense to pick the right collaborative research partner. Now, they can also offset their risks using these leverages at no cost to you. And that's a big advantage for you in the long term, if you think about what it costs you to get going. And also they have because they have the infrastructure, they don't necessarily have to give you cash, because what you're going to do with, let's say, $1 million to take your project to the next level, you're going to spend a lot of that in areas which you might actually be spending in companies like theirs. Well, why wouldn't you just swap services or facilities or access to equipment or people within their organization and offset that against income, and still put a value on it and still give them equity for that? But at the same time, they don't have to come up with as much money. And if that's the case, their risks have dropped considerably, and that's to your benefit, because you're going to get a yes far more often than you'll get no. Okay, if you like these sort of interactions, click below, join my Facebook group. It's Inventors Masterclass and Inventors Mastermind, and you can get these daily to your email box. We'll send you out. We do these daily for people, short 1 to 2 minute videos. You can get advantage of that just by registering for it in our Facebook group. Thank you.